Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we'll be discussing how to set up a new learning pack within ThinkWise system. Once you've logged in using your ThinkWise credentials, navigate to the Go To drop-down menu found in the navigation bar up above. Hover over the Learning Packs option and select Create a Learning Pack. You will be then taken to the basic information page. Here is where you're going to enter the name and description along with a thumbnail image and enter in your keywords. For the name, you want to use as much detail as possible since this will be how you reference a project in the future and it will help you differentiate between projects. So for today's example, I'll call it Example Learning Pack. In the real world, you're going to want to call it something like Dealing with Difficult People or Handling Change, Leadership and Development. Something that pertains to what the actual content is going to be found within the learning pack. And you describe that content here within the description. For example, I'll say here, dealing with difficult people. The thumbnail is going to be the image that will appear in the search results for this learning pack. You can choose a standard thumbnail from the menu here on the left, or you can browse your computer and upload your own thumbnail image by clicking on the select button. Navigating to the picture you wish to upload and click on Open. I'm not going to do that here for this example today. I'm going to select one of the defaults. In the keyword section, you're going to want to enter keywords that you would like to have associated with this learning pack. When users search on these keywords, this learning pack will then be surfaced in the results. You're going to want to separate the keywords with a space. Checking the lock option below will lock out any other administrator within your organization, making you the only administrator that can edit this learning pack. For now, I'll keep it unlocked, and I'll select Create Learning Pack. Next, the system is going to want you to create a section. Learning packs are organized into sections which help keep the resources and activities organized within the learning pack. You can define sections in whatever way makes the most sense, and you can create as many sections as you need. So for today's example, I'm just going to type in here pre-work. Please review these materials prior to attending manager orientation. Once you're satisfied with the name and description, go ahead and select Update at the bottom left of the dialog window. After creating a section, you can add resources to it. Resources can be existing ThinkBox assets or your own custom content. To add a resource, click the arrow next to the plus symbol over here on the right. You're then given the option to add custom or to add ThinkBox content. We're going to add custom content first. Again, you'll be asked to give the name and description of this content. You'll be asked to give another thumbnail, a logo that describes the resource type of this content. For example, here I'll say it's a video or MP3. Or again, you can select your own by browsing your computer. Next, by clicking the select for your resource file, you'll then be browsing your computer to add in your custom content. Alternately, you can insert a link to a web page instead of a file. If you would like to add any notes that you want to be displayed for your custom content, you would add them in the resource notes, like so. Once you've completed all these steps and you're ready to add your custom content, select Add at the bottom left of the dialog window. It will then upload your content and any files associated with the custom content. You will then be notified at the top of the window that your resources have been saved successfully. Once you're done, up at the top, click here when you're done creating resources, and it will take you back to this section of the Learning Pack. Here we are. To add ThinkBox resources, again navigate to the drop-down arrow to the right of the plus sign and select Add ThinkBox. You will then be presented with a dialog window outlining all of the ThinkBox resources. Browse through the resources until you find the resource that you're looking for. I'll select this one. By clicking Add, this will add this resource to your Learning Pack. That resource has been successfully added. You will be given a green check mark next to the resource telling you that it's been successful. Once you're done adding all the ThinkBox resources, again up at the top, click here when you're done adding resources. In order to add more sections, you would have to click on the drop-down arrow to the right of the light bulb and selecting Insert a section above or Insert a section below. Using the resource tools over here on the right will allow you to move, edit, or delete any of these resources. Your Learning Pack is automatically saved every time you make a change, so you can return at a later time as needed to continue editing. Once you're done creating a Learning Pack, you will then publish it. Please note, after you have published the Learning Pack, you will no longer be able to edit it. Up at the top right in the Actions drop-down menu, select who you would like to publish this Learning Pack to yourself, organizations, admins, or partner admins. If you were to publish it to yourself, the Learning Pack will be visible only to you. If you publish it to an organization, the Learning Pack will be immediately visible to all subscribers in your organization. If you were to publish it to only admins, the Learning Pack will be visible to you and all the other administrators within your organization. I'm going to publish this to my organization here for today's example. I successfully created and published my new Learning Pack. Assigning Learning Packs and editing sessions will be discussed in a later video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact customer support at thinksupport@thinkwiseinc.com. Thank you for joining and have a wonderful day.